Hi, so this video we're going to look at early years personal, social, emotional development and how we can deliver it successfully. My word, successfully, how we can develop it really, really well through a play-based approach. Now, having delivered training to a lot of teachers, early practitioners, people who work in early years, I often get a lot of people asking, how can I plan for Psed? Now, it's a hard one for a lot of you because personal, social, emotional development is something that's learned through experience with some good support and guidance, as opposed to it's just something you can sit them down and teach them. It is happening all the time. When a young child is engaging with others, when they're doing something by themselves, when they're engaged, when they are enjoying themselves even, is a really good time as well. They are developing their social skills, their emotional skills such as self-regulation, resilience, and yeah, so it's something that's happening all the time. So I just want to look at how this is all happening, how it's naturally happening, and how you can support positive development in this area through when children are engaged in child-directed activities, but also when you are delivering activities, when you're delivering lessons, when you're delivering anything that you're doing, you can really support the development of Psed. Now, a lot more happens when children are up and engaged in playing and engaged in physical activities, etc., than if they're just sitting focusing on a book, something like that. So when children are engaged in group activities, they are learning the rules of society. So they're learning things like taking turns, they're learning how to respect others and others' needs, and they're learning how to engage with others. So a lot is going on when they engage with other children and other adults. And this comes through not only children getting what they need or what they ask for, if they are doing it in such a way that it works within the context of societal, social rules. When we say rules, it's just how things work, as opposed to these are the definite defined rules. It's about how things work in your society. And young children will be driven if they get what they want. So if they are engaging in such a way that's not acceptable, they potentially will learn that this is not how they're going to get what they want. Now, sometimes children will behave in such a way that's negative because they're not getting what they want. And these are really, really good times for you as the adult to then actually help them learn and understand why they're not getting what they want. And if they just changed how they engage with others slightly differently, they will get more. So that's really, really important for social skills. We can sit children down and explain social skills. We can explain how they need to be engaged with other children and other adults. However, it's going to be really a difficult concept for them to get their heads around. So actually the experiential learning in this context is just so important. Now, things like confidence. So anytime a child is engaged in an activity of any sort, if they are pushing themselves, so if they're in an environment where they feel comfortable, safe, and have good relationships with the adults in that environment, then they will be willing to take risks. They will be willing to push themselves to the point where they're not going to be in danger. They're just going to maybe have risk of maybe falling a little bit, maybe something else happening, but nothing that's going to do serious danger to them. But they're willing to take those risks and push themselves. And what happens is they may achieve something new, which is extremely exciting. For a young child, it's great for their confidence. Now we instantly, and it's good, we instantly will want to tell them how wonderful they've done, congratulate them, etc., which is good. But sometimes it's also important to have a conversation with them about how they think they did. Because then we're teaching them through experience to really feel good about what they've achieved, to identify their achievements. And this is really good for as we get older. We don't rely on others to actually congratulate us or to tell us that we've done well. We learn to tell ourselves. It's really important. Now, things like self-regulation, which is really, really important as children, especially when they reach more formal schooling age, they have to learn how to behave within or how to control their own emotions and behavior. And a lot of this comes through non-threatening activities in the early years. So self-regulation, I'm not going to go into these in great detail. These are whole other conversations on their own, but self-regulation can be taught through activities in the early years. And it's the same with helping children develop resilience. Now, resilience is something that people talk about all the time, and everybody seems to come up, well, not everybody, so many people seem to come up with different ideas of what resilience is. But ultimately, resilience is being able to cope when things don't go right, or when we are faced with something negative or difficult. Resilience means we can weather the storm in life, because we're all going to go through times in life where we're going to be faced with some difficulty. It's being resilient means we can find a way to cope with it and move forward. And how do we teach children resilience in early years? We help them understand that things don't always go right. So if something goes wrong, if they're trying to build something and it's not working, we have those conversations with them. Okay, that's all right. Now, let's problem solve. What do we think we should do differently to make it work? It's okay, let's not worry. Those kind of conversations are extremely important for building resilience, but also helping children develop problem solving, decision making, using high executive functioning. So having those conversations with children when they're engaged in child-directed play, but also adult-led activities. So these are just a few things that are really, really important for helping children develop personal, social, emotional development. And something I always tell everybody when I deliver training is think about those days where you've had a really rubbish day at work or wherever you've been. You come home, you're feeling knackered, you're feeling tired, you just want to go and lie on the sofa, you want to eat some ice cream or whatever your favorite thing is and watch some TV, you're just fed up. If you're able to peel yourself off that sofa and get outside and do something outside, particularly if it's a nice bright day, but if not, if you can go outside into nature, invariably you come home feeling better. So just remember, think about how that could make you feel. Think about how just being outside in nature, it really can help children feel good. Just in general, it can have an impact, a positive impact on them. So getting outside initially is just great for children's emotional well-being. But just letting them experience a lot of activities on their own with others, and help them learn about social skills, help them learn about their emotional skills and develop their emotional skills through experience. Ultimately, that's where play-based approaches are just so important for young children. Right, if you have any great ideas, please share down below. Also, there's more information and links down below. And I hope you found this useful. Thanks for listening.